Okay, because of copyrights, I'm not able to film a hit song the Beatles had back in 1966, Paperback Writer. Because of copyrights, I'm not able to film it, or can I film their photos. So this is a cartoon photo of the Beatles, uh, and they had the number one hit with this back in 1966. And to play safe, I'm filming the cartoon of them and the name of the hit they had, the Paperback Writer. Because what I'm going to tell you all is even now hard to believe for my family and friends. They find it so hard to believe. And to be honest, right, I was 16 at the time. I was working in the tin stamp in Seaside, Connecticut. This was a year before I went to work underground in Canidre. I went to work underground in Canidre when I was 17. And I remember this was in the charts, number one. And I was going for my walks down the village and down through the path past the school canteen, going all the way down. Then the path was before the open casts came then. You had the path going all the way down to Carway Road. And I remember my friends walking down there and singing this song because I knew the words of it. And my friends couldn't get over how much I loved this song. I was singing it all the time. Now, if somebody had come along then and told me that I was going to be a paperback writer, that I was going to have two paperback books out, I would have died of shock. I would not have believed it. Because at the time, I'd left school a year before when I was 15. I could hardly read or write. I didn't do well in school at all. I didn't pass any exams. I only went to work in the tin stamping because you didn't have to fill a form in. I couldn't fill a form in. And the same in Canidre. You just gave your name and start next day. I was just hopeless. I was hopeless of writing and reading. And because I was dyslexic in school and it wasn't recognized. And my best friend, look, Halloween Jones, chemist, look, he went on to be a doctor. And I was as clever, if not more clever, than he was. But because I was dyslexic, I didn't do well in school. And at the time, I loved this song. And, you know, years on now, look, I'm a paperback writer with two books out, paperback books, and two Kindle books. In fact, I've written four books in all, and you've only got to go on Amazon, type my name, Clive Worth, into Amazon, and you'll see them. And they're still selling to this day. Now, the thing is, even now, I find this hard to believe that I am a paperback writer, and my family, there's still a lot of my family who refuse to believe it. They refuse to believe that I actually wrote these books myself. But I did it. Now, funny enough, I was hopeless writing with a pen and paper, even now, hopeless writing. But when I, in 1990, when I went to the job club, I started playing about with a typewriter and I fell in love with it. I started typing all the time. And I became good at it. And there was different typewriters there that I was using. And the staff there couldn't get over how good I was typing. For some reason, I loved typing letters or typing anything. But when it came to write with pen and paper, I was hopeless. So when I became popular back in 2004, and of course, I started being on TV with my internet dating and all that, and everybody, I was getting phone calls from TV stations to film me and magazines, and they were saying to me, "Why don't you write a book?" You know, and I was saying, "I can't write." And funny enough, my daughter was in university at the time, and she said, "Why don't you use a spell checker, Microsoft Word spell checker. So I started writing, and in no time, I loved it. And the next thing then, I was looking for a publisher willing to publish my book. I wrote a small book at first, sent it to publishers, and I found one in Gateshead, Mirage Publishers. And they took on my book. And they said to me, "You've got a good book, but it's only 30 pages. We want 200 pages." I thought, oh my God, how am I going to get 200 pages? And it was a hot summer that year. I'll never forget it. And away I went, writing 200 pages. This was my first book. Now, the other books I became easy, because all you had to do then was write what you wrote the first time, but add more stories to them. So the other books, you hear people say authors have got 5 or 6 books out. Once you do the first one, the other ones come easy. And I'll never forget, I was sweating conkers, sitting by my computer at night, typing away like mad. And even then, there was spelling mistakes, but I had to correct those and use Microsoft Word, and I had to go over everything, edit everything. It was a lot of work, It took me about 6 months to write my first book. And the publisher took it. Of course, he named it then. I won't say what the name is because it's a bit rude, it is. But the publisher named it, not me. And, everybody loved it. But for my family and friends, I suppose. Because when I first had my book out, I had students coming from Newport, Cardiff, coming down to see me. They had bought my book. They wanted to take a photo of me with them, with the book and all that. And, a lot of people went crazy over my book. But of course, the locals, local people, family and friends didn't like it at all. But the students, they loved it. I was having nearly every day, car full of students turning up from Cardiff, Swansea, even Newport, wanted me to sign the book. They had bought my book and wanted me to take a photo of me with them, to show the other students. It was great when it first, and then I did the other book, of course. Of course, I did 2 more then, but they're Kindle, and they're on Amazon. So I've just been listening to this hit song, and it just came to my mind. I thought, hang on, I do a video of this, because there's a lot of people out there who still don't believe that I actually wrote 4 books, and that I got 2 of them a paperback. And it's an amazing achievement in my life. Even I find it hard to believe, so I don't blame family and friends for not believing it. I've had other friends going up to family saying, "Hey, your brother's an author," and they say, "Oh, don't believe him. They can't take it in. Here's me, left school, could hardly read or write, and now I got 4 books out." Okay.